Okay, ladies, gentlemen, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians, friends. May I call now our President, Michael Escaler, to open this meeting. There.
Thank you.
Ayan, we are also online, so we have face-to-face today with the hybrid meeting, online and face-to-face. So may I now call on our Rotarian, baby Rotarian, Reggie Ponferrada, for our invocation.
Let us put our presence of God and adore His name. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you for the gift of beauty in nature, in our club, even in the mundane moments of the everyday. Thank you for always giving us this beautiful reminder that your love is never plain, always extraordinary. May you send the Holy Spirit to open our hearts and minds so we may find fulfilling ways to preserve different aspects of beauty and in sharing the inspiration with those who need it the most in their lives. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Continue standing up for the national anthem. Okay. Kakanta na lang ako. Oh. Ng 2 seconds. Baka kumanta ako hindi na ako manis sa microphone. Oh, are we ready, Ron? Okay. Oh. Bayang magiliw, oras ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, samang lulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit bughaw, may tilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagnilingning. Ang bituin at araw na kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng ating pagsinta. Buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Okay, kita nyo na. Pwedeng pang-video, okay. Okay, for the RC hymn, ulit, kakantahin ko ulit. There we go.
We're the Rotary Club of Makati, and together we stand proud. We are leaders with integrity, always ready to serve humanity, always living by the four-way test, building goodwill and peace along the way, giving hope to the world. to aid our fellow men, as true Rotarians we live to lead. We believe in service above self, and this is why we succeed. We're the Rotary Club of Makati, and together we stand proud. We are leaders with integrity, always ready to serve humanity, always living by the four-way test, building goodwill and peace along the way, giving hope to the world. We're the Rotary Club of Makati, giving hope to the world. The Rotary Club of Makati.
Okay. Now we go to the four-way test. Nasaan na yung four-way test natin? Wala rin. Nasaan na yung slide? Okay, everybody can sit down. Hindi ko memoryado eh. Asa na? Okay. The four-way test. Is it the truth? Oh. Again, louder, huh? Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned?
Fair to all concerned.
Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it beneficial to all concerned? Yan, parang hindi pa tayo naglansya. Kain muna tayo. Parang gutom pa tayo lahat. Okay. For our birthday celebration, Day Rotarian Joison, 6 September. Abby Albano, 8 September. Angela Kila, 12 September. And for our wedding anniversaries, PP June and Cecil Dairit, 7 September. For Francis and Cristina Ordeveza, 8 September. And Andre and Jennifer De Jesus, 10 September. O palakpakan natin, give them a big hand. Let us congratulate Cecil, Christina, and Jennifer for being still there in their wedding anniversary all these years. No, ayan. Okay. Now we will call on past District Governor Tony to acknowledge our Paul Harris Fellow.
Thank you, Howie. It's my pleasure and honor to call on our newest Paul Harris Fellow, Ambassador Alain Gashen. Ambassador, President Michael.
Congratulations, Ambassador Alan. And now we acknowledge our guests and visiting Rotarians. Of course, our dignitaries, past District Governor Tony is here. Past District Governor Peps, of course, is here. Peps Bengson. Palakpakan namin si our best-looking governor. And of course, our guest today, Dayani from Stepping Stone. Philip Mariari, President, guest of President Michael. Not yet here. Of course, a guest from with our guest speaker, Kali Nivea Hap. Also my student, no, from Ateneo. The next lawyer and next Binibining Pilipinas. And of course, our guest from the Rotary Club of Zurich, Ernie Masenon, Ernie, and Martin Schneider. Martin. Okay, welcome to our guest. Okay, now we will add a little bit to our program to make it a little bit lively. May I call President Tito for the fining moments. Since the dollar is high now, we can do it at $500 instead of 500 pesos today.
Okay, you're gonna make my job a lot easier, moderator Howie. Okay, since nobody wants to volunteer for being fine master, I guess I'm up to the task again. I'll start with finding myself 500 D for coming in an inappropriate attire for an occasion befitting a Rotary Club meeting, and of course befitting the presence of a Binibining Pilipinas. So fine, $500. No, 500 cents. All right. So we'll go back to the usual fining session question and answer format. No? Last time I just cracked a few jokes. Now this time it's a question and answer. All right. Let's start with this table. Cesar Campos, please stand up and answer this question. Otherwise, you'll be fined $500. But you can contribute, you can donate solar panels, your business. Okay, here's the first question. What do you call a man who has been married and divorced several times? What do you call a man who has been married and divorced several times?
According to my advisor, wise man.
Well, for trying to be a wise guy, $500 because the right answer is he's the Lord of the Rings. Okay. I hope you laugh at that. Huh? Okay, next. This table. I will reserve Louis for my last question. Keith, answer this. Keith Harrison. Here's your question. See, this is just like a Binibining Pilipinas beauty pageant. You know, the contestants are asked very tricky questions. Why can't a bicycle stand on its own? Why can't a bicycle stand on its own?
It's the wheels. Tell me, why can't a bicycle
Okay.
stand on its own?
But you pay the fine, huh?
Okay.
Because it's too tired.
Oh, very good.
By the I forgot to mention that all of these fines that we're getting now, we're putting together a fund so that we can gift our newly minted overall president of the district, Louis Asioche, out there. I hope we can afford a Boracay 1-week stay with this Antes for being voted most outstanding club president. Imagine that. And the most outstanding Rotary Club in the district. That's us. Okay. So I think we can ask President Michael to treat everybody to a blowout. All right. This table. Charlie is smiling at me. Charlie, please stand up. This one. This is easy. Yeah. for a Rotarian whose business before was movies. And we used to watch these movies in Avenue Theater, owned by PP Charlie. Why is no one friends with Dracula?
I'm looking at the same that you got. Because she's a pain in the neck. I got the same.
Gotcha. Record.
I got the same thing.
Okay, you got the same forward. All right, this I'll reserve for the Swiss cheese people. Can we have our visitor from Switzerland please stand up? Yeah. I'm sure this will be an easy one. Oh no. No cheating, huh? I like your cheating arrangement there, huh? All right, here it is. Did you hear about the explosion in a cheese factory in Switzerland? Did you hear about the explosion in a cheese factory in France? And what is the answer, sir?
Nothing was left but to breathe.
Okay, I just had I just had brie cheese for appetizers last weekend. So fine, that's fine. All right. This one probably who has lived in America. I'll call Louis Fernandez here. Louis Fernandez, please stand up. What kind of a doctor is Dr. Pepper? Okay. I think Charlie's phone just got low bat or dead bat.
I think I was playing hooky when that question was asked in class. That's why I don't have an answer for that.
What kind of doctor is Dr. Pepper?
I have no idea. I'm sorry. I drink Coke.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, the answer is he is a physician. Physician.
Ah.
All right. Okay, I think I'll skip the others because most of you, I think, can get this answer. But this one is my coup de grace. And I hope the ladies don't mind this. Pepsi is merging with Pfizer. Pepsi is merging with Pfizer, the maker of Viagra. They are now coming out with a new vitality drink. And what did they call the new drink? Probably I can ask Ernie, who is Nestle executive. Perhaps he's aware of this news. Ernie, Pepsi is merging with Pfizer, the maker of Viagra. They are coming out with a new vitality drink. And what did they call the new drink?
Sorry, I can't.
You can't relate that to an American brand. All right. I think I heard some. Okay. Let's go. Rodrigo, say it loud. Okay. The new brand is called Mount and Dew. And they just closed out the life of Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. Okay, so I think we've raised enough money for the Boracay vacation of President.
I have another joke to add to that.
Okay, go up. Stand up.
Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pac are merging. And do you know the new merge name? Palpak.
You know, by coincidence, yesterday I flew Cebu Pacific to Cebu, and today I took PAL back to Manila, and I didn't experience Palpak, fortunately. Okay, thank you guys. I hope you had a good laugh.
Ayan, so you can forward your 500 USD to Ron. Thank you, Tito. And just an additional to the first joke, how do you call the man who has been divorced 10 times? konting dagdag lang, konting advertisement, a happy client from Calieja Law Office. Di ba? Okay. So now we'll have our classification talk. Maybe Ambassador Alan Geshen for the classification talk. Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, fellow Rotarians. As a diplomat, usually I talk about my country and not about myself, but I understand this is to introduce myself. So for you, I will make an exception. First, it's a pleasure to be member of the club here. And I would like to thank somebody who is not here, former Governor Edna Sutter. She convinced me to apply. And I would like to thank, maybe he's online, David Ackerman. He sponsored me into the club. And thanks, of course, he disappeared, past President Louis, for welcoming me into the club. So just a few words about myself. I was born and raised in Switzerland. You would not be surprised as a Swiss ambassador in the French part of the country. And I have to pay attention because I didn't count on the presence of somebody from Zurich. So if you know Switzerland, we have different regions and languages. So the French language is a minority one, majority being the German part. So I grew up in Neuchâtel, that's and in Canton Jura. So that's, let's say, if I would have been in Dumaguete, something like that. So far away from the main cities, Zurich, Basel, Geneva, Bern. And I grew up in a canton, Jura, that actually did not exist as I was born. So we have a federal state, and this is a brand new province, if you will. So it was exciting to grow in that region. And then I studied law in my hometown. So we have a tables of lawyers over there. And law can lead to pretty much everything in this country, to the presidency, actually, and in other places too. But it led me to diplomacy. But first, I went to Zurich as a young lawyer because of my wife. Many of you know Daniela, she's from Zurich. So I applied to different positions as a lawyer in Zurich and got a job. And there I had to work the whole day in German, Martin, reading German, speaking German, writing German. So as a kind of discipline, I was reading the newspapers every day over lunch, the NZZ, Neue Zürcher Zeitung. And I was just reading and reading and reading. And one day there was an ad from the Federal Department of Foreign Affairs. I had no clue. There is a diplomatic concours, as it's called, you can apply. And I said, why not? Many diplomats, they train for that, they prepare, they think since they are 10 or 11, they want to become a diplomat. That was not my case. I was happy as a lawyer. But suddenly I said, oh, why not? That's a way to live abroad. And then I applied, and then I started this journey as a diplomat, first in Africa, in Mozambique. Then we experienced, of course, some time in Bern. That's part of it. But in actually 4 continents. So once in Mozambique, once in Colombia, Bogota for a few years, in France. From France, we went directly to Beijing, and from Beijing here. And I have to say, Martin was asking, can you choose the destination? The answer is no, I can apply, I can give some wishes. And Manila was top of the wish list coming from Beijing because of the pollution. So basically you spend 4 years in China. That's exciting. The whole world looks at China. It was before COVID, huh? We could travel around. And the pollution is quite high. So you're part of the year trapped in an apartment. You don't have houses like here. So Manila, the friendship, the warmth, the climate, the people, the outside space was top of our list. So we enjoyed it a lot here so far, still 1 year to come. And again, meeting people, discovering the country, traveling around is what fascinates us. And the Philippines is really a fascinating country. So thank you for hosting me and welcome me to the club. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you, Alan. If the ambassador came from the German side, correct? The German part? Or the French part. But because I'd like to mention again our lovely guest over there, Kali, who's Filipina, American, and German, correct? Okay, so I got that straight. So, okay, so now we go to the turnover of stepping stone. Can we now call President Michael, Mr. Dayal? Sino pa? Who else? Sino pa? I don't know, Mr. Dayal, if you can cash this in any bank, but I think that is the cash is good enough, or the check is good enough. Okay, so also we would like to acknowledge before. Okay, but Mr. Nadwani, we will not let you go without giving us light talk. Okay, so just a acceptance speech for the 500 peso check, the real check.
Okay, President Mike Galer, Louis, congratulations. To the officers of the Rotary Club of Makati, to our guests, good afternoon. I was part of this club from 2001 to 2012, after which I joined Stepping Stone, a project that was born out of the Rotary Club of Makati in 1972. We are celebrating 50 years this year and 35 years as a foundation this year. The school, Stepping Stone, is a school for special needs children and adults. And it has been transformed to a very wonderful school. Today, we are proud to say that it is the largest special education school in the country. We have state-of-the-art facilities for special needs. We have all the interventions that are needed to take care of this community. And this has not been this would not have been possible without the support of the Rotary Club of Makati all these years, their unwavering support to us. So I would like to thank each and every one of you, all the past presidents who have supported us, all of the members of the club who continue to support us on their personal capacities as well. And again, I invite all of you to come see our school for those who have not yet been there. This year, as you know, the last 2.5 years, we've been hit with a pandemic and everybody was affected. 950 private schools have closed down, but we are still there. We have managed to stay afloat. We've had that foresight to keep our school open. With school starting August 22, 2 weeks ago, face-to-face classes, we have now the highest enrollment ever, even pre-pandemic. We give thanks to social media for this because it's social media that's driving the enrollment up. So as of, you will not expect thousands of students. I hope you don't expect that. As a special education school, our numbers are quite low compared to regular education school. So pre-pandemic, we were at 40 students. Today, we are almost 70, but still more are coming in. And we are continuing to build more facilities for them. Our class sizes are only 6 to 8 per teacher. And we're doing the very best for our kids. Again, our tuition fees are all socialized, so we really need the support from the Rotary Club of Makati, and I thank you, President Michael, for this continuing support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before we continue, just like to acknowledge the presence already of the guest of President Michael, Philip Malyari. Good afternoon. Welcome. Also, Anne Rachel. We cannot. Hello, Anne Rachel. And of course, Father Anton Pascual from Caritas. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so go to the President's time. We call on President Michael.
Thank you, Howie and Tito, for making our meeting always fun. The past 2 weeks have been eventful for the club, with one project after another getting done and more members getting involved with new activities. I wanted to highlight this very important event what was on last Sunday when IPP Louis Aseoche. Louis, can you stand up? He was awarded the most effective president of the Rotary World, and our club, the Rotary Club of Makati, was awarded #1 and given a 5-star, 6 stars. Okay, so thank you, Louis, for making all of us proud. Okay, on August 26, the RCM team traveled to Padre Burgos, Quezon for an ocular inspection of a potential site for our second Reef Bud project. I want to thank Ferdy Ordovesa for arranging and organizing this trip and for hosting the team. Special thanks to again IPP Louis Aseoche, Philip Sullivan, Eddie Galvez, Francis Ordovesa for getting involved in this environment agenda. On the same day, I was with PP Cesar Campos and his daughter Mari B for a breast and cervical cancer screening project in West Rembo, Makati. Thank you again, PP Cesar, for spearheading this project. Thank you. On August 29, our club responded to a call from help from RC Togegarao and a donation of 30,000 to cover 100 relief bags to families affected by Typhoon Florida in Western Cagayan. Thank you to our RCM disaster team response, Boom Villatuya, Director Drex Lagi, and Chris Ferreresa. Thank you. We had a number of Zoom meetings to get our projects moving. Last August 30, Director Boom met with Rotarian Rick Gindap and his team met to brainstorm on the branding for our social entrepreneurship program. In the afternoon of the same day, our chairman of the foundation, Chair Louis Aseoche, and Treasurer Mondiocno, and RCM Treasurer Tony Lopez met to discuss a very important issue, the disbursement of our club funding. On September 2, Director Andrew Prieto and again IPP Louis met with members of the RC Metro Calibo Aklan Medical Center and the CareSpan team to wrap up the final plans for the implementation of the clinic in the cloud project. On a very early Sunday morning, our bowling team, led by Team Captain Reggie Ponferrada, with members PP Reggie Nolido, President nominee Keith Harrison, and Rodrigo Segura, and Derek Tan, competed at a D3830 bowling tournament. Also there were PDG Peps Benson, Peter Manzano, and Anne-Marie Segura. Congratulations to and thank you for the programs committee headed by Vice President Director Howie Calleja and President-elect Secretary Bing Matoto for bringing to a happy conclusion the task of selecting the venue most suited for our weekly meetings. After a series of meetings and analysis based on the result of the survey, I'm sure we elected to meet here at Chef Jessie at the Rockwell Club. I am sure our programs committee will continue to scout other venues for a different place for next time. I take this occasion also to thank new major donors for our Paul Harris, Felix, and Tessie Amparo. Mimi and Ruben Valerio. These generous couples have agreed to contribute to the remaining balance for them to reach the MD level. We have reached other members who are inching close to the major donor level of $10,000. So they can be recognized during the district mass induction to be held on September 18. We also want to thank our new member, Winston Uy, for donating to the nutrition program of Narvacan. Universal Leaf has agreed to donate 250,000 pesos for a personal donation from Winston Uy of 78,000, while RC Makati will match the donation at 328,000 to complete the funding for the feeding program of 150 children in 120 days, includes provision for medical checkup, vitamins, and milk. Thank you, everybody, for making it a very fruitful week.
Okay, thank you, President Michael. I think with those projects, next year we will be 7 stars. May 7 stars ba? Parang sigarilyo yun 7 stars. Okay, so thank you for the President's time. Now we will call our baby Rotarian Andre De Jesus, of course, to introduce our guest speaker for today. Andre?
Just allow me to adjust this for a moment. Okay, a pleasant afternoon. Oh, this mic is. Pleasant afternoon, everyone. Our guest today, the person I'm privileged to introduce, spent her junior high school at Notre Dame of Greater Manila, and graduated from senior high school in 2021 from San Beda University, incidentally, my alma mater. Please don't ask when I actually took up college at San Beda, because as much I can say, it was a time when it was still San Beda College, and my course, and there were no girls during that time, and my course, I learned I was a philosophy major at the San Beda. I learned just a few moments ago that our guest speaker intends to take up law. So with utmost respect to past President Louis, I would like to say this proudly, that I look forward to our guest speaker adding Ateneo de Manila University to her academic pedigree. Sorry, past president, but today in this venue, you're from the other school. Because when I was working with past President Louis, he and his partners, especially the venerable Frank Chavez, would call us, you guys are from the other law school, or you're from the other school. You're from the vocational school, but now's our revenge. Our guest is a model. And as you might have concluded by now, rather predictably, a beauty queen, right? She has won numerous distinctions and titles in various pageants. She joined her first pageant at the young age of 15 and won Miss Generation East Magic Circle 2018. She was first runner-up of the Mutya ng San Pablo 2019, having also bagged the Miss Teen Tourism 2019 title. She was ranked within the top 2 of the Catwalk Philippines 2019, Binibining Quezon City 2019, first runner-up of Miss Bikini Philippines 2019, and Miss San Beda University 2020, among a host of other distinctions. Now, I purposely delayed the statement of her age. There's a reason. Well, she's still very young at 19. I take this occasion for us to ask ourselves this question. What were we doing when we were 19, right? Our guest, however, aside from being a model, aside from being a beauty queen, is also, and perhaps most important under the circumstances, an advocate. While most persons her age haven't quite figured out what to do with their lives, our guest, at such a young age, instead of wasting time on youthful indulgences, had made a vow to fight and avert climate crisis, which she emphatically still characterizes as, quote, the greatest responsibility and honor of my generation, for we will be known for saving our earth. Since taking up this noble cause, she has been named Ambassador of Waste Management by the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and crowned as the first Filipino to win Miss Eco-Teen under the Miss World organization, a feat she accomplished in 2020 in Egypt. She was recently crowned Miss Grand International Philippines, appointed by no less than the Binibining Pilipinas organization, after demonstrating her passion for empowering women and her dedication and hard work as an advocate of sustainability. She is now working to continue her winning streak and carry the Philippine flag high, especially toward being the first Filipino to be crowned Miss Grand International next month. Parenthetically, ladies and gentlemen, on her, we claim this victory as early as now for her. Fellow Rotarians, and dear guests, please join me in warmly welcoming our speaker for today, the very lovely Ms. Roberta Angela Tamondong.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Roberta Angela Tamondong. I'm your Binibining Pilipinas Grand International 2022. And I'll be discussing one of my advocacies, which is empowering women and environmental protection. I'm very fortunate to have worked with such amazing people in my journey to what I aspire to be. To be a beauty queen, you have to have that purpose and that driving passions to influence, or better yet, make a difference to the community. As an empowered woman, I have known so many strong women who I admire to be, but I can't imagine the process them being constantly reminded that they can only do certain things in their life. To actually empower women, this discrimination should be put to an end. And gender roles as to what jobs should be done by whom should be an individual's choice and not society's. The pressure and limitations put by society on women are appalling, to say the least. So let's break free from this defined and limiting gender roles and start to live equal lives at home, so next generation knows everyone is equal. Because it is tiring to hear equality is still a dream. It is upon us to make this a reality. I started advocating for environmental protection when I was 13 years old. The person who inspired me to do so is my dad. I have come to learn the importance of taking care of our community and how it affects most of our daily lives. The environment is around where we live. This is the source of our life. Our whole life depends on the environment. It directs our lives and determines our proper development. Good or bad quality of social life depends on the quality of our natural environment. Human needs food, water, shelter, and other things that depends on the environment around us. There's a balanced natural cycle between the environment and the life of humans, plants, and animals. A healthy environment is one that is sustainable for a long period of time. It is a source of life for everyone. It directs the life of development. The good or bad quality of our life is depending on the quality of our natural environment. We must make at least a small effort to save our home. We can save electricity and water without missing it. We can reduce consumption of plastic items, organic farming, and other things. And a strong sewage and waste disposal system will keep the water and our environment safe. And I hope that the future generation and the generation after us can benefit from what you and what we are doing in our time. And I am really happy and really, really grateful that you have opened your arms to me as one of your guest speakers here in this afternoon. And I would like to say thank you to the president of the Rotary of Makati and all of the distinguished guests, and also Miss Kelly, for having this trust and faith in me at such an early age that I can do so many things in my life. And I would be forever grateful for this one-of-a-kind experience. And I hope you enjoy your afternoon with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Rowan. Parang pag tumatayo ko, I have to stand 10 times taller. No? I need a chair. I need ang tawag doon? Yung box, di ba? Okay, anyway. Maybe Binibining Pilipinas, how do you call you, Rowan? Or Queen Rowan? Or Rowan would allow us some open forum, some questions from the members and guests of Rotary. Or anybody would like to ask the first question? Yes? Ferdy?
Angela,
Hello.
one of our biggest problems today is plastic pollution. You know, a lot of single-use plastic. And what would you recommend for the proper disposal and recycling of plastic PET bottles, as well as, you know, the plastic that's used to wrap fish and food, and most especially styro?
You know, one of the problems in our community is single use of plastic, and it can lead to all of the things like microplastics. It can cause bacteria in our food, the fish that we eat every single day. And as young as I am right now, 19 years old, I have come to realize the importance of informing other people as well. In my community, in the pageant scene, I always told my girls to just limit yourself from buying plastic bottles, or even yet use some sustainable items that can benefit not only for them, but for our community. So at this age and at this time, I have come to know the importance of having to save our environment and to even influence other people as well. And I have known from my sisters and from my mentors and peers that they're doing the same thing. Thank you.
You know, the problem sometimes with the impetus that the first world countries are giving to climate change, we forget the basics. You know, like third world countries like ourselves, like the Philippines, should really be focusing more on proper garbage disposal and the reuse of materials. I want you all to know and to congratulate Taba Samson, a very proud Rotarian. You know, he has a little plant and he buys all this plastic and then he makes them into flip-flops, you know? So, you know, if we really push for this, we push for recycling, and maybe for the meantime, stop talking about climate change, because it's true that we are having a big impact on climate change, but we are also, because we're a third world country, having a bigger problem in the pollution of the oceans. You know, when you mention microplastics, can you imagine every fish, you know, the seafood that we eat has already plastic molecules, you know, so what is there to eat? You know, so, well, like basically in my farm, you know, we always try to separate yung nabubulok and hindi nabubulok. But it's very, very hard to change the culture, you know, because they just like to burn everything, you know, styro, plastic, and all these things rather than recycle. So I congratulate you.
Thank you.
And just, we need you to give an extra push, to the idea of recycling. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, any other question from the group? Oh, the Rotary Club of Makati has become silent. When we have a lovely guest, the men of Rotary Club is silent.
Howie, this is George Marcelon.
Oh, anybody? Keith?
My question is just simply, have you got a particular project that you're working on at the moment that you'd like to tell us about?
I'm very fortunate to be given a chance to become one of the ambassadors of waste management at the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources here in the Philippines. So I'm really grateful for the people that have been, that has so much faith in me to build one of the projects in Bataan. We did a cleanup drive in Bataan and also tree planting in Pangasinan. And I'm still looking forward for many, many projects because in my time in Binibining, Pilipinas, we did a 3-month or 4-month-long journey to the crown. And majority of us girls can't do what we're intended to do, which is cleanup drives and building projects every single day. So maybe after Miss Grand International, I will still push through with my advocacy, even after I am done with my pageant career. I'm still looking forward to advocate for what I am passionate about, and I'm gonna be sticking with DNR for most of my careers.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Another information of Ron, when I was talking to her, she said she goes scuba diving, correct? So I think one of the projects of Rotary Club of Makati is the Reef Project. I think President Louie knows the Reef Project. Maybe we can invite Rowan in the next Reef Project in the dive site or whatever. President Louie, can you invite our guest?
Well, Howie, having Ron be with us actively in the Reef Buds project would certainly attract so many attendees. We actually have 2 Reef Bud projects. The one that's ongoing is at the Sea of Sulbec in Narvacan, which was initiated by past President Peter Manzano. And then Director Perdior de Besa is now reconnoitering another Reef Bud site, and this one is in Pagbilao. So the moment that we have the identified area there, you will be most definitely welcome to join us. Okay, we will keep you posted.
Versus Pagbilao, Quezon.
Pagbilao in Quezon. So we have we have a Reef Bud site in the north in the Sea of Sulbec in Narvacan and one in Quezon in Pagbilao.
So most of our members can start their intro dive already so that we can join Roan when she launches our Reef Buds in
Actually, Howie, this
Quezon.
week, let's start enrolling now because I don't know how to do scuba diving as well. So let's do a crash course while there's still time, no?
Okay. So thank you, President Louie. Okay. Any other question from our group? How about from our good-looking director, Governor Peps? Any question from the best-looking governor of Rotary? Oh, Governor Peps. Then President Lito after. President Lito.
Howie, I'm just ordered by the IPP to ask our guest, when is your birthday? Yes.
Should I include my year?
No, we already know how old you are.
Will that include your gift when you know her birthday?
My birthday is coming up October 19.
Very good.
So I'm not 19 anymore. I'm gonna be 20.
Yes. Yeah.
20.
Any more questions, Attorney Louie?
President Tito?
You know, by coincidence, when she gave her talk, no, it's Moan, no, you mentioned solid waste, and seated right beside her is the president of the leading solid waste company in the Philippines. And then came a point where it said also for clean water, and it struck me right in my brain because we're running a clean water service company. So my question is, how can we help you in your advocacy? We have the facilities, the resources. Why not?
I was asking Sir a while ago of the things that I can do to help the community as well, and what we are entailing for, which is the tree planting and also the coral reef project. So, sir, if you have any time, you can just call me or text me if ever like some of the activities came up. But I promise after Miss Grand International, after I bring home the crown, I will go directly to all of you guys and pay my way as a courtesy call and as a homecoming, I promise.
Any response, President Michael?
No, Rona, if anybody wants your telephone number, you can go through Louis Callejo, who already got it, right, Louis? It won't cost you much.
Okay, so any other question from the group? Andre? Ayan from the better school at the law school in Rockwell. Yeah.
Just right there. Anyway, Rowan, hi. A pleasant afternoon. My question doesn't involve the environment and the climate, which have been your strong advocacies. I'd like to ask this question that pertains to you being a woman. As a lawyer, we've been, Carlo, my colleague in the legal profession as well, we were under past President Louis. We're litigators, we're in and out of court. And there is a law, Republic Act 9262, violence against women and their children. And we have a more inclusive society now. We've redefined what it means to be a woman. At least publicly, we've exerted efforts and undertook activities to empower women. But you as a woman, and as technically still a teenager, looking around and reflecting on your status as a woman, is there work that still needs to be done for the benefit of women? If so, what are these and why?
As an advocate of protecting our women and children, I have come to tell all of you that I once was a victim of abuse growing up. And that's such a sensitive topic that I want to put into this conversation, because I joined pageants not because I want to be beautiful. I want people to look at me saying that I'm pretty, but joining pageants is an empowering thing for me because I get to say what I want to say, my opinions, my beliefs as a woman. Women are ever evolving. They're multidimensional, and also they can change the world in just a snap. Women, like our mothers, nurture us from the day that we were born. They are powerful. They give us messages of hope every single day. And that's one of the reasons why I get up and do what I do in probably most of my life. And to be an empowered woman isn't something to remove from the fact that I was a victim of abuse growing up. I take that as a motivation to keep myself thriving myself every single day, because I know I will be the best version of myself when I wake up and even in the future. That's why people or even little girls talk to me saying that they are I am their role model. It's such a heartwarming thing for them to say, But in reality, there's so many things that's been going on in every other beauty queen's life. And we just want to make a smile on their faces and even change the world, because that's what we want to do. And to serve the community and to serve our nation is what I want to do when I grow up. And I'm just so happy to be one of the voice of the voiceless that can't even speak their mind up. And I would take this as an opportunity for me to say that women are capable, women are powerful, and they are worthy. And I would just like to say thank you for listening and also taking the time to have this event happening, because there's a lot of things that beauty queens are entitled of. They can't even put their beliefs and advocacies right, because the thought of being a beauty queen is just making an advocacy and not pushing through it after their careers. But I'm that person who is dedicated and most importantly passionate about what I'm doing. And thank you so much for having me here.
Maybe Andre can sponsor. We are all men club, but maybe we can do an exception for a female member. Oh. Ewan ko lang kung pagagalitan na ako after saying that. Okay, so we have a online question from George Barcelon. George, can you hear us, George? Wala na si George. Is he there? Wala na si George. Or let's see if we can get George back. But we have a question from Rachel. Also as tall as Rowan.
Yes, Rowan, thank you so much for that enlightenment, because truly there's so much truth in what you're saying. Anyway, my question is, thank you again, Louis, for that thought. We are a Rotary Club with women. So may I please invite you to join our Rotary Club? And
Inunahan na tayo ni Rachel.
Syempre. And we have so many witnesses here. So thank you for accepting. Ayan. Yeah. So that's my question. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I'm also an environmentalist. So we can really work together.
Okay, thank you. Only if President Louie will not sponsor Rowan to this club first. Okay. Can we still get George? No more? Wala na? Ron, wala na si George? Okay, so I guess we'll call on the President for response. President Michael.
Thank you, Roanne, for your talk this morning, which is very enlightening. I think all of us here, men, don't have to be reminded who is the boss in our house. Is that correct? Keith, do you agree? Are there any objections here? Anybody claiming that they're the bosses of their own house? So here in our club, we truly respect women and the women's power to inspire us. And hearing from you today and seeing you do what you do and how passionate you are in what you believe in, we really feel more secure that our future looks better because you're around. So on behalf of our club, thank you, and you can continue to look at us for support in your environmental projects. And thank you. We look forward to keeping in touch. Thank you very much, Ron. The Rotary Club wants to give you a plaque of appreciation.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. And now may we call on again the President, President Michael, to adjourn our meeting.
On behalf of the club, I hereby call this Makati Rotary meeting adjourned. Thank you.